So now that we've talked a little bit about division by zero, we'll look at some examples here and try to remind ourselves or figure out which one is which. Because usually a lot of people remember that one of these is supposed to be undefined and that the other one is supposed to be zero, right? But when it's been a while and you haven't done this in a bit, and if you don't have a calculator in front of you, it can be hard to remember which one is which, right? Which one is the one that has an answer of zero, and which one is the one that is undefined because it doesn't make sense to do it, right? And so when you revisit this again, months or years into the future, whenever you next see it again, and if you don't remember then which one is which, what I would do is just try to reason through it, right? So one method that we could try is we could try to rewrite these division problems as multiplication problems. And we already said we can check any division problem that way, right? We can check it by rewriting it as multiplication and then check and see that that works. So if we look at this first one, 4 divided by 0, right? So for 4 divided by 0, that's saying what number would you multiply by 0 in order to get 4, right? That's really what that's asking. When we say, what number is 4 divided by 0, what we're really saying, since division and multiplication are opposites, is we're saying, what could I multiply by this number in order to get this one? For any division problem, that's what we're saying. So here I could say, what am I multiplying by this number? What am I multiplying by 0? That would give me 4 for an answer, right? So this would be the equivalent multiplication for this division problem, right? Where I'm just using a question mark for the unknown value that I'm trying to find. And so then we could think through it this way. We could say, okay, what is it that you can multiply by 0 to get 4? And say, well, wait a second. You multiply anything by 0, you're not going to get 4, you're going to get 0, right? So this one doesn't make sense, right? This is the one that is undefined. And just to write an explanation with that, we'll say it's not possible to multiply a number by 0 and get 4 for an answer. So then if we look at the other one here, the 0 divided by 4. So we're saying what number is 0 divided by 4? Based on the meaning of multiplication and division, we know when we're doing 0 divided by 4, we're really saying, what number is it that you could multiply by 4 to get 0, right? So if I wanted to write an equivalent multiplication, I could say, what number is it that I could multiply it by 4 and get 0 as an answer? That's the equivalent multiplication equation for this division problem. And so does that one make sense? Is there some number I can multiply by 4 in order to get 0? And yes, that one makes sense. And so, how could I get 0 as an answer when I multiply? Well, I know anytime I multiply by 0, I get 0. So this answer is 0. And we can just explain that by saying 0 times any non-zero number is 0.